I'll give you something I found very interesting is one of the uh, fortunate things that I was involved in was tangentially some of the things associated with the Reagan administration from the standpoint of protecting certain secrets at certain times. And when you started writing about the Falklands War, I heard about it all through the White House stories and the Reagan administration and their chief of staff. And to me, the Falklands War was Reagan wanting to have his own war, and so he created an opportunity. And then when I read your book, I'm thinking, well, wait a minute. We ought to go back and revisit that whole thing because this is not a U.S. war. But not living in, but working closely with a number of people, uh, they sure as hell made it sound like it was their war. And you're sitting in a meeting with the Secretary of State or the Secretary of Defense, and the way they're wording things in their meetings, you're thinking, oh, this is us. Nothing to do with any other. And then these Johnny come lately Brits, trying to come in and take up all the glory. I'm sitting there reading yours and thinking, well, haven't we got a little twist on reality here now?
Yeah.
You would
Well,
never have known that.
yeah, right. The Falklands, we were, from what my research is, um, we were kind of on the fence. We were
Yes, you
because
were.
we were on the fence. We had the Argentine government. We imported a lot of stuff from them. We weren't necessarily in favor of the junta. We weren't, but they were our allies, and they controlled the South Atlantic, the southern part to Antarctica, and there was a lot of I think McDonald's used to import their beef from there. So there was a relationship there. But then you had this special relationship with the English, that we had this, common, we're common people separated by a common language. But everybody was hesitant. But there was a lot of behind the scenes things, and neither side would move. And so
That's right.
there was a delay in the Americans throwing support to the Brits. And really, it wasn't that much. It was intelligence. It was giving them the intelligence, which I allude to. But they really didn't send tanks and boats and planes. They kind of just, okay, this is what's going on. You do what you want to do with it. And a lot of that was through third party channels, because they want to piss off the Argentinians because they were our allies too. They were
Right.
strong out. I mean,
That's right.
and yeah, I see where Reagan would be. This is a chance to get glory because I win no matter what. We liberate an
Yeah.
island or we back our ally. I'm going to be the winner here. Um,
Right. That
so,
is
and then,
really interesting. Quite
yeah,
an cool.
then you have to couple that with a little bit of the thought with around that time there was also the invasion of southern Lebanon, which Israelis chased PLO into Beirut and all that, and that got to be real nasty too. And here we're supporting an ally, and there's a lot of sympathy for the other side, and you know we. So I think there was some of that leftover hangover, if you will, from that. So I understand a little bit, but the intelligence it was we gave intelligence to the Brits that we didn't give to the Argentinians. So, and I find the Falklands War fascinating because they should have won that war. It should have been a question. 200 miles from land versus 6,000. You got to
Yeah.
win. I mean, how do you not win that? Um, my brother-in-law, uh, my my wife's sister's brother, husband, actually served in the Falklands, was a pilot. And I gave him credit that's more in the second book because the first book wasn't so much about, but he gave me a lot of insight to it. He was involved with that type of stuff, but he was a
Yeah.
pilot. He would get stuff to do and interesting. Anyhow, that's all I'm going to say about it. I value my life and I want to wake up tomorrow morning.